Hello everyone, this is SpicyBoi Comics, the YouTuber formerly known as Superboy Comics, coming at you with a brand new review for Red Hood Outlaw, number 28. This book's written by Scott Lobdell with art by Pete Woods, and I got this sweet variant cover, and yeah, let's just get right into this book, man. Okay, so we start off with this cop that got a little roughed up in the last issue, and he's visited by a new character named Wingman. So this is just a little interlude that's going to tease some later storylines, I'm assuming, but it's nice. It's a cool little intro to this character. He looks cool. That's the strongest thing about him right now, is that he looks cool. And yeah, I like how this is a little homage to sort of older comic styles where they'd introduce a little plot line in the beginning and then they'd go back to it in a few issues. Kind of reminds me of Zod in the Christopher Reeve Superman movies, where they teased his presence even though he wasn't a big part of that movie, but he plays a part in the sequel. So I liked it. That was a cool little setup. So then we get to the main story, which is Jason Todd is in the small town of Appleton. He's been pursuing a lead that he was following with his boy, Roy Harper. And yeah, it's this little Americana small town thing. And I gotta say, this comic made me a little hungry for some apple pie, especially since I have a local apple orchard near where I live, and they make some pretty good apple pie. And I love apples, and everything about this issue made me really hungry for it, because they got apple butter, they got apple pie, they got apple cider, apple cobbler. It's a lot of apples, and I really dig the small town Americana vibe. It's kind of like where I'm from, so that was cool. It's cool to see a character I like in a place that I'm kind of from. That was cool to see. So then, we get very nice people. They're trying to show you that maybe this town's a little bit too friendly. This lady kind of forcefully shoves a chunk of apple pie in Red Hood's mouth, but he's cool with it, because it's good, no big deal. So she walks off, and then, Red Hood sees the people that own the boarding house he's visiting, and they seem nice, they're giving him some cider, they're being all chatty, friendly, but then, oh no, the old man's got a machine gun. What a twist. And so then turns out that the town's actually trying to kill our boy Jason, and some shenanigans ensue, some very Kingsman-esque shenanigans, which is not a bad thing, because I quite like the movie Kingsman, and the fight scene that ensues it's straight out of Kingsman, like, don't even deny it, but it's cool. It's still cool and fun to see, especially when Red Hood flips this guy who's trying to tackle him, and this lady was trying to stab Jason, but oops, she stabs the guy instead. And I love the facial expression this guy who just got stabbed is making. It's kind of just like a, oh shucks, I've been stabbed. Oh jeez. I don't know. I don't know if he's supposed to be dead already. I feel like he just seems kind of disappointed in himself more than in pain. So Jason Todd takes the knife, and now he's surrounded by all these people, and this is just, oh, it's all just glorious Kingsman action, man. He's throwing people, he's stabbing, punching, throwing. It's great. Throws an elbow in this guy's face. Crazy chaotic action, fast-paced, like, cool. We get to see Jason Todd use all these different weapons. He had a knife, now he's got a shovel. He gets stabbed, he, like, bracks these people in the necks. There's still a ton of people. It's too many. It's too many for our boy. But you know what? He held out. He had a good long run. Now he gets baseball batted, and then he gets, like, tackled, and then he gets a good sledgehammer to the face. Doesn't lose any teeth, though. I don't know if I buy that. He's just a man, Jason Todd. I think he'd lose a few teeth from a good hit like that to the face. But it fades to black. And we cut to, he's on a cross. He's on some sort of farm, and he's back in his Red Hood costume, which is interesting. So I suppose the people undressed him and then redressed him in his Red Hood gear? That's weird. Hopefully that'll be explained. I'm sure that's a part of the comic. I just want to see why exactly they would do that, or unless they cut to a later part of the book and there's some material in the middle where Jason Todd puts on the costume, but I find that hard to believe because he was unconscious. So we get this big Solomon Grundy looking dude who grabs him, and then it's another fight scene. Jason Todd uses his leverage to break free. He knows this guy's going to get angry, and he smashes this little cross he's on, and then Jason Todd's out of there. He falls back. He trips our not Solomon Grundy guy. He sort of grabs him, and then he gets impaled right through the chest. Hardcore. This is awesome. I love stuff like this. This is good dynamic action. I love the way the figures are posed together like this. It's dynamic. It's cool. This is a really good Pete Woods art. I love it. This is a great artist on a really fun book. And then Jason Todd's got his little moment of, you're the one who started it. A little Deadpool-ish, maybe. I know Red Hood makes jokes, but he does a lot of quips in this book, and that's okay. Red Hood can be a little quippy. I remember him being a little bit more serious, but, maybe he's lightened up in the last few years, which is cool. I like seeing him, learn to lighten up and have a little bit more fun, even in potentially death-defying situations. So then not Solomon Grundy, grabs him, and there's a little bit more action. Then Red Hood grabs the beam that he stabbed fake Solomon Grundy with, and then he just rips it right out of him. So I guess this guy's just made of like paper mache, or just Red Hood's really, really strong. Maybe got some super soldier serum. But that seems a little bit out of Red Hood's strength level. Maybe that's just me, but it's really cool. It's a cool image. And then you see all his guts. It's very graphic. It's very gory. Red Hood's spitting out some guts, and then he notices that the intestines are actually synthetic. They're like some wiring, some robots. So a lot of good little mystery set up in this one issue, just in this one sequence. Who is this guy? Why is he a robot? What happened to Jason Todd? Why is he on that cross? A lot of cool little setups that I want to see addressed in the next issue. And then he gets ploinked by a character, a surprise character. I don't want to give it away because you guys should buy the book to find out who it is. Because, I want to sell you on this book. I also want to tell you the whole thing. So that's pretty much the story. It's a really good character, by the way, and it's a cool team up at the end. I'm looking forward to seeing them in action together in the next issue. So that's pretty much the book. I liked it. It was fun. It was fast-paced, really cool action sequence, very, again, Kingsman-esque, but that's not a bad thing because that was a really cool fight scene. It was interesting seeing Red Hood fight in different scenarios. We've seen him fight common criminals and gangsters in the city. So it was interesting to change things up and have him fight, just common, simple country folk at an Apple Fair. That was a unique little fighting set piece they got, and I liked it. And the other fight scene was cool, seeing him do some really cool feats, stabbing that robot Solomon Grundy and tearing his guts out was cool, and just really fun. I love how Red Hood made some quips. I like seeing that change in his character. I'm sure that's been going on for a while, but it was cool to see how this character's changed since he's been introduced over these last few years. And yeah, I definitely recommend it. Super fun issue, super great art. I gotta say, Pete Woods he knocked it out of the park with this one. So dynamic, so fun, so easy to follow, just so great. So great. So good. And yeah, guys, that's the review. I hope you liked it. And I hope you stick around for my next review, which is going to be Catwoman number 5. So make sure to tune in for that. And I will see you guys next time. Later.